Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I'm Tina Jha. Before we begin with the headlines of the day, I appeal to all our viewers to continue to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior. Remember to wear your face masks, wash your hands and face regularly, and ensure that you maintain physical distancing each time you step outside. Remember, we are still in the midst of the pandemic, and these simple precautions are all that it takes on our part to defeat it. And now the day's top stories. Campaigning ends for the second phase polls in West Bengal and Assam. 30 seats in West Bengal and 39 seats in Assam to vote on the 1st of April. Campaigning heats up for the third phase of elections. Prime Minister Modi addresses election rallies in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. Targets LDF and UDF in Palakkad, criticizes Congress and DMK's stand on women in Dharmapuram. All three states, in fact 2 states and 1 union territory, to vote on the 6th of April. COVID vaccines totally safe and effective. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan tells people to get vaccinated and not get swayed by fake claims. Over 6 crore people vaccinated across the country till date. All states told to go for RT-PCR tests. The Union Health Ministry directs hospitals to increase beds for COVID patients. Maharashtra records positivity rate of 23%. And at the heart of Asia dialogue, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar emphasizes on a safe neighborhood for lasting peace in Afghanistan, underscores the need to tackle terrorism, violent extremism, drug and crime syndicates. Let's begin with all the news and views from the poll-bound states. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Tuesday that the BJP has a forward-looking vision for poll-bound Kerala like the rest of the country. Addressing his first election rally in Palakkad, he promised that if voted to power, the BJP government will stop the culture of violence in the state. Urging the people to give a chance to the BJP, the Prime Minister also took a jibe at the ruling Left Democratic Front and the Congress-led UDF. Targeting Kerala's ruling LDF over the gold smuggling scam, the Prime Minister said the CPIM-led government betrayed the people of the state. The Prime Minister also claimed that the politics of the southern state was seeing a major shift driven by aspirations of the youth who have questioned the match-fixing politics of the LDF and the opposition UDF. Metroman E. Sridharan is contesting as the BJP candidate from Palakkad.
For many years, the worst-kept secret of Kerala politics was the friendly agreement of UDF and LDF. Now, the first time, voter of Kerala is asking, what is this match fixing? 5 years, one loots. 5 years, the other loots. People are seeing how UDF and LDF misled people.
After Kerala, the Prime Minister also held an election rally in Tamil Nadu. Speaking at a rally in Dharmapuram, he said that NDA has development agenda while the Congress and the DMK have a dynasty agenda. The Prime Minister accused the Congress and the DMK of never letting businesses grow and further accused the local leaders of indulging in money collection drives. The Prime Minister said insulting women is part of the Congress-DMK culture and also claimed that both these parties will not guarantee women empowerment in the state. He also asserted that the AIA-DMK and BJP government will boost connectivity and create opportunities in Tamil Nadu. The state assembly election will be held on the 6th of April 2021.
On one hand, NDA has our development agenda. On the other hand, the Congress and DMK have their own dynasty agenda. The speeches of their leaders have nothing positive to offer. They hardly talk about their own vision or work. All they do is demean others and spread lies.
In Puducherry, the Prime Minister underlined the NDA's commitment to ensure its growth while addressing an election rally of the NDA. The Prime Minister asserted that he saw a huge wave in support of the alliance in the poll-bound states of Assam, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and also the Union Territory. Targeting senior Congress leader V. Narayanasamy, who resigned as Chief Minister last month, the Prime Minister said the previous party headed by him was a disaster that failed people on all fronts. He also alleged that the Narayanasamy-led dispensation failed in all sectors like education, filling of medical seats, and also the welfare of the SC/ST community.
Long list of non-performing Congress governments over the years, the previous Puducherry government had a special place. The High Command government, Delhi High Command government of Puducherry failed on all fronts. Take any sector, education, filling of medical seats, welfare of SC/ST communities. There was loot and only loot.
Campaigning ended on Tuesday for the second phase of polls in West Bengal and Assam. 30 assembly seats of Bengal across 4 districts will go to polls on the 1st of April in the second phase of the 8-phase elections in the state. 171 candidates, including 19 women, are in the fray for this phase of election. The ruling TMC and the BJP are contesting on all 30 seats, while the Congress, the left parties and their alliance partner, the Indian Secular Front, are fighting under the banner of Sanyukt Morcha. The CPIM has fielded 15 candidates, the Congress 9, and the BSP has fielded 7 candidates as well. 651 companies of the Central Armed Police have been deployed for voting in this phase. In Assam, 345 candidates, including 26 women, are in the fray for the 39 assembly constituencies that will go to polls on Thursday during the second phase. 3-phased elections are being held for the 126-seat Assam Assembly. There are 3 main alliances this time, including the BJP-led National Democratic Alliance with partners AGP, the United People's Party Liberal, and the Grand Alliance, which is led by the Congress Party. The third phase of polling in these 2 states will be held on the 6th of April for 40 seats of Assam and 31 seats of West Bengal. The single-phase polling in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, along with the Union Territory of Puducherry, will also be held on the same day. Star campaigners of all political parties hit the streets in West Bengal and Assam on the final day of campaigning for the second phase of elections. Union Home Minister and senior BJP leader Amit Shah led the party's charge in high-profile Nandigram, where West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is contesting against BJP's Suvendu Adhikari, who switched sides from the TMC to the BJP in December. Amit Shah also addressed a political rally in Diamond Harbour, asking people to vote out Mamata Banerjee's government to bring in development in the state. He also said that Bengal is in a mood for change this time around. While TMC chief and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee also held a roadshow in her constituency of Nandigram. Addressing a public rally, she alleged that the BJP is trying to intimidate the voters in Nandigram by goons that she alleged the BJP has brought in from other states. Mamata Banerjee also exuded confidence of her victory from Nandigram, where she is locked in a direct contest with her former colleague and now BJP candidate Suvendu Adhikari. BJP President JP Nadda addressed public meetings in election-bound Assam on Tuesday. He said that the Prime Minister-led government in Assam is working for the all-round development of the country as well as the state of Assam. JP Nadda said that the BJP will make the villages of Assam self-sufficient and will work towards increasing small business activities like farming and poultry. He also targeted the previous Congress government for ignoring the development of the state earlier. Campaigning has also picked up pace in poll-bound Kerala. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra campaigned in the Alappuzha district, seeking votes for the party candidate from there. She will also be addressing a public meeting at Karunagapalli and hold road shows at Kottarakara and Kollam before campaigning in Thiruvananthapuram district. Kerala will vote in a single phase on the 6th of April.
When officers close to him are involved in the gold scam. So when the LDF government uses proxy firms to receive funds from a foreign agency in the Kerala Life Mission project scam. Tell me, how did he not know when 15 crores meant for flood relief was being stolen by members of the CPIM and put in their own accounts?
And time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
Watch The Big Picture at 9:30 p.m. only on Rajya Sabha television. Article 72 deals with power of President to grant pardons and to suspend, remit or commute sentences in certain cases. The President shall have the power to grant pardons, reprieves, respites or remissions of punishment or to suspend, remit or commute the sentence of any persons convicted of any offence. A. In all cases where the punishment of sentence is by a court-martial. B. In all cases where the punishment or sentence is for an offence against any law relating to a matter to which the executive power of the Union extends. And C. In all cases where the sentence is a sentence of death.
The Qutub complex in Mehrauli is not just a place that houses the eponymous Minar, but also a landmark that represents once ruler's desire to build an even taller structure that could have overshadowed even the Qutub Minar. Alauddin Khilji, who called himself Sikandar-e-Sani or the Second Alexander, had commissioned the construction of Alai Minar. Though the work had begun on the structure opposite Qutub, due to death of Khilji, the construction was abandoned, never to be taken up by any other ruler. Even in its incomplete state, the magnitude of Alai Minar is awe-inspiring. It stands a lot wider at the base than Qutub Minar, and though just one story exists, it stands 80 feet, one-third the size of older counterpart. Probably the only unfinished monument in Delhi is a marvel to behold, for nothing induces more wonder than a strong first step with an illusion of how great things could have been.
Do you know which article deals with creation and abolition of legislative councils in the states? Your options are A. Article 168, B. Article 169, C. Article 170 and D. Article 171. And the correct answer is B. Article 169.
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced the new edition of Exam Warriors to help students remain stress-free. In a series of Twitter messages, the Prime Minister informed that the new edition has been enriched with valuable new mantras for students, parents, as well as teachers. He asked students who are about to face their annual examinations to become a warrior and not a worrier. The new edition is available at all retail stores as well as on online platforms. The Exam Warriors module is also available on the Namo application. The Director General of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Dr. Shekhar C. Monday, on Tuesday, briefed Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on the activities undertaken by various CSIR laboratories. He made a presentation on a proposal to set up a sewage and air surveillance system in the Indian Parliament to detect COVID-19. The CSIR DG informed that sewage surveillance provides qualitative and quantitative estimate of the number of people infected in a population. It could help in understanding the progression of COVID-19 even when mass testing for individuals are not possible. He noted that the system would enable monitoring the prevalence of the disease in communities in real time. He also suggested setting up air sampling system to monitor viral particles and potential infectivity threat as well. The Vice President assured that he would discuss the issue with the Lok Sabha Speaker as well as the government. The Jal Jeevan Mission has achieved a new milestone in providing tap water supply to 4 crore rural households across the country. As per latest data shared by the Jal Shakti Ministry, 7 crore 24 lakh people, more than 1/3 of the rural households, are now getting potable water through taps. Across the country, Goa has become the first state to provide 100% tap water supply, followed by Telangana and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The mission was announced by Prime Minister Modi in the year 2019 with the aim to provide tap water supply to every rural household by the year 2024. And the government has operationalized 22 new flights in the last 3 days under the Regional Connectivity Scheme, UDAN. This is part of the endeavor to connect the unconnected regions of the country. Out of these new routes, 6 routes have been operationalized in northeastern India. Under the UDAN scheme, financial incentives from the centre, state governments and airport operators are extended to selected airlines to encourage operations from unserved and underserved airports and keep airfares affordable. Till date, 347 routes have been operationalized under the UDAN scheme. And on the diplomatic front, voicing grave concern over violence and bloodshed in Afghanistan, India said on Tuesday that there is need for a genuine double peace in and around the war-torn country, and asked the negotiating parties to engage in good faith with a serious commitment towards reaching a political solution. Addressing the 9th Heart of Asia Ministerial Conference in Tajikistan, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said, and I quote, "For a durable peace in Afghanistan, what we need is a genuine double peace, that is, peace within Afghanistan and peace around Afghanistan. It requires harmonizing the interests of all, both within and around the country," unquote. The minister added further, the continued involvement of foreign fighters in Afghanistan is particularly disturbing. Heart of Asia members and supporting countries should therefore make it a priority to press for an immediate reduction in violence, leading to a permanent and comprehensive ceasefire. Noting that what happens in Afghanistan will surely affect the larger region, he said the stakes in discussions may be high, but its consequences are no less significant. He said, and I quote once again, A stable, sovereign and peaceful Afghanistan is truly the basis for peace and progress in our region. Ensuring that it is free of terrorism, violent extremism and drug and criminal syndicates is therefore a collective imperative, unquote. The press conference was attended by Afghan President Ashraf Ghani, Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, among others. And talking about the COVID-19 situation in the country, the Centre on Tuesday advised states with spike in COVID cases to ramp up testing with a focus on the RT-PCR tests, effective and prompt isolation of those infected, and also tracing their close contacts. In addition, the states have been asked to boost healthcare resources and ensure COVID-19 appropriate behavior. The districts reporting surge in cases have also been advised to scale up vaccination. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written to all states and union territories, directing them to take action required at the district level in the wake of the current COVID-19 situation.
On 11th of February, Maharashtra had 36,917 cases. Today, there are more than a lakh active cases. Punjab had 2,100. Today, Punjab is touching 9,400. And similarly, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Haryana are the states which we think are at a tipping point.
The centre has further stressed that the COVID-19 situation is turning from bad to worse recently, saying the whole country is now at risk and nobody should become complacent.
Hospital preparations and ICU preparations, which we talked long back ago, because things were under control, have to be reminded that we have sufficient capacities in our hospitals, our ambulance system is functional, our ICUs are functional, dedicated hospital setup that was instituted in this nation hugely and escalated and scaled up very rapidly must be re-energized, retested, rehearsed, so that when the load of patients will come, we are able to manage it effectively. Remember, if the cases are more, they will eventually overwhelm the system. They'll put pressure on the system.
India's COVID-19 tally has crossed 1 crore 20 lakh, with 56,211 new infections reported just in the last 24 hours. The death toll has also gone up to 1,62,114, with 271 more fatalities reported in the last 24 hours. The country's active cases have increased to 5,40,000, comprising 4.47% of the total infections in the country. 37,028 recoveries were also reported in the last 24 hours, and the total recoveries now stand at 1 crore 13 lakh. Meanwhile, the national recovery rate has further dropped to 94.19%. 6 states, including Maharashtra, Punjab, Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh, continue to report high daily cases. These states together account for 78.56% of the fresh cases that have been reported in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra reported the highest daily cases at 31,643, followed by Punjab with 2,868, while Karnataka reported 2,792 new cases of COVID-19. Last week, Maharashtra had an average positivity rate of 23%, followed by Punjab with 8.82% and Chhattisgarh with 8.24%. Meanwhile, genome sequencing of 11,064 samples has found 807 cases of the UK variant, 47 South African variant and 1 of the Brazilian variant so far. The centre has said that the mutations of the virus is not significant in India.
What you're talking about, and I think that is what the lay people are getting confused with. They are not significant as far as India is concerned, and their relationship with increased severity or transmissibility has not been established in the Indian context.
Over 6 crore 11 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered across the country so far. Nearly 81 lakh healthcare workers have received the first dose of the vaccine, and 51 lakh healthcare workers have also been administered the second dose. 89 lakh frontline workers have got the first dose of the vaccine, and 37 lakh frontline workers have also received the second dose. In addition, over 3.5 crore people above the age of 60 and above the age of 45 with specific comorbidities have also been vaccinated so far. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan on Tuesday took the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine and urged people to come forward for getting vaccinated.
भारत में फैटेलिटी रेट दुनिया में सबसे कम है 1.34%, और अभी खासकर जो केसेस बढ़ रहे हैं इनके संदर्भ में मेरे को फिर से लोगों के साथ ये अपील करनी है कि आप कोविड एप्रोप्रिएट बिहेवियर को गंभीरता से लें, उसको लाइटली ना लें और वैक्सीन को लगवाने के काम को जन आंदोलन के रूप में विकसित करने में सहायता करें।
Rajasthan Statehood Day was celebrated on Tuesday to commemorate the day on which the state came into existence. President Ramnath Kovind congratulated citizens on the occasion. He said that the state of Rajasthan is the land of heroic stories, multicolored beauty of nature and folk life. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said that Rajasthan has played an important role in national development. He also prayed for the progress and prosperity of the state and the well-being of its people. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also extended his greetings to citizens of the state and said Rajasthan is known for its rich culture and heritage. So that's it from us in this bulletin. But before we leave, I once again appeal to all our viewers to continue to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior to defeat the ongoing pandemic. Remember to wear your face masks, wash your hands and face regularly, and ensure that you maintain physical distancing each time you step outside. These simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the ongoing pandemic. Take care, good night, and thank you for your time.